This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. But when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then know that its desolation is near. Then let those in judgment flee to the mountains. Let those who are in the midst of her depart, and let those who are in the country enter her. For these...
Because this is the time, this is going back to 70 AD. Yahushua warned the disciples, he warned of what was to come and to the people, but they didn't, you had all these Pharisees and all these people that rejected Yahushua, and he knew a great siege was going to come to the city. And during that time, I have something written down here. It was the Roman general Pompey from 63 BC, and then after him, it was General Vespasian, the general during that 70 AD. His son Titus, it was considered the great slaughter of the holy city of Jerusalem, and they used to call him Pompey the Great. They're all devils. They're all Edomites. They're demons. So those same devils are here today. And this is twofold because it's talking about 70 AD, but it's also talking about today. They're going to surround. They're going to put perimeters around the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, other parts of North New Jersey, Boston, Philadelphia, DC, Chicago, Milwaukee, Cleveland, all the cities where there's Negroes and these Latin tribes, the northern tribes, wherever there's Cherokees, Apaches, Chicanos, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, guess what? They're going to put perimeters around you. And this is going to be what they call Pompey the Great, the great slaughter of Jacob. And that's what's coming. That's why we giving that warning. Starting with the apostles, they've been sounding the alarm for decades. And then you had the prophets, and then you had the prophets from back then. They're here now, and they're giving that warning. And you have all the brothers that are coming together, the hopeful elect. So this is what's coming to America.
Verse 22. For these are the days of vengeance, that all things which are written
the days
may be fulfilled.
The days of vengeance happened then, and it's happening now.
Verse 23. But woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing babies in those days, for there will be great distress in the land and wrath upon his people.
That's right. Though you women, you 1/3. If you're pregnant, I mean, this is not you women out there, man. It's not time to be having children right now. But 2/3, guess what? They're having a whole bunch of babies during that lockdown from March. Guess what Jake was doing, man? You know what they were doing. So there you got a bunch of our women now in the ghettos and all over the place. And then these women that went to school, they're all having babies. Some are having twins or whatever. And this is not the time to have children. But so the Most High says, woe to them. Go on, brother.
Verse 24. And they will fall by the edge of the sword.
And the sword's coming, like it was back then during the old Roman Empire. This is the new Roman Empire. The same SWAT team, the same military. Them same guys are here today, and it's gonna be in their mind. I can't wait to kill Jake.
And they will fall by the edge of the sword and be led away captive into all nations.
And that was back in 70 AD, where Jake was pushed out into the Atlas Mountains to West Africa, and you had brothers that were pushed into the Mediterranean, because you even had riots after 70 AD. You had brothers that were in Sicily, other parts of the Greek islands, Asia Minor, that were kicking up dust. This was after. There was a lot of brothers that didn't go to Africa. My family is one of them. We were in the Mediterranean. And there's a big difference between us and those Edomites, man. We're the only ones that, when we hear the word of Yahweh, it's like poetry. We go right to it. But Esau, he can't deal with this holy book. But there were brothers everywhere, and that goes back. We'll get into those lessons, talking about the Hellenists. Brothers that were all through that Mediterranean, all the way to Spain and North Africa, that were into the holy book. We were into the scrolls. into Africa. But I know who my brothers are. I can just, the way you speak and carry yourself, and a brother in the truth, and you already know who the coons are. You know, I mean, they're totally gone. But I know who my brothers are. I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere in this world. I know who my people are, man. Some are, like I said, the brothers in the Mediterranean, some are dark, and then you have some that are real light complected, but you go by the Spirit. Go on.
And Jerusalem will be trampled by Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled.
That's beautiful right there. And we'll get more into that in other lessons. Our holy city has been trampled by these natural Gentiles. All these nations have laid hands on the holy city, and they're all going to pay. They're all going to pay for what they did. But we know those people that are there today, those Amalekites and the Edomites, those are those natural Gentiles. It's going to be trampled and raped and pillaged until Yahushua comes back and destroys them all and puts them. He's going to send them Russians over there. They're Persians, the so-called, now they call them Iranians, and you're going to have all these other nations that are going to be following Russia around the holy city, and they're going to nuke Jerusalem, the old, the city, the holy city. They're going to nuke it to Kingdom Come and America. It's going to take 60 minutes. That goes back to Revelation 18 and 10. But that's what's coming. Great terror is coming to this world. And when those missiles hit, the foundations of this earth is going to be great earthquakes, man. People are going to be totally terrified. They're going to have heart attacks and strokes. They're going to be watching it on TV, and they're actually going to be outside, and they're going to feel the shaking of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, which is all, it's a beautiful thing for the people that are in this truth. This is poetry to my ears every time I turn on the news and I see those fake Amalekites and Americans killing these scientists in Iran and killed that general back in January. This is beautiful, man, because we know things are going to start getting heated. The Most High is going to heat this up, and I can't wait when America makes their move against Iran, because those Iranians, a lot of you guys don't know, those Persians, they're strong people. They're fighters. They can't wait to touch. They're very humble people. You have to go into we've been killing Iranians in Syria. That's been happening for years. But once we cross the lines, once Israel and America finally goes over into their countrymen, the land, and we start bombing in there, it's going to be on. And they have those short-range missiles that can hit our bases. Just like what they did in January, but they warned other people in Iraq when they threw those short-range missiles. So the American troops were all out of, they had a couple days to get out of there, but they were showing America and people around the world that they could reach the United States. They could reach America, all our bases in the Mediterranean and out in the Persian Gulf, and that day is coming. And they're gonna slaughter. We'll get more into that in the next few days on the next lessons. Go ahead. I think that's it on that.
All right, jump down to verse 31. It says, so you likewise, when you see these things happening, know that the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Shai is near.
That's right. We're already seeing this. So the time is, Yahweh Shai is at the door. Could it be war could pop up? I don't know. Once that war pops up, we might be at war with Iran for 6 months. It might go to 18 months. I don't know. That's Yahweh. I don't know the months, but I know the next 12, 24, 36 months is good. Like I've been saying, hell on earth. But those Persians are going to cut these Edomites in half. And 2/3 of our people that are in that military, they're going to be sent home in body bags. Because like I said, these Iranians ain't no joke, man.
Verse 32. Certainly I say to you, this generation will by no means pass away till all things are fulfilled. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will by no means pass away.